Welcome back to episode 4 of Danganronpa. I think that's it. From what I remember last time is that we were super confused as to what to do. I found out lots of clues, but after talking to Aoi, I was completely stuck. Like, I had no idea what to do next. But we just probably have to look through a little bit more. And I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll find out. I was actually thinking it over, and from what I remember was we hadn't watched Sayaka's video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my room, or aka where Sayaka was staying when she died. And if I remember correctly, I think the video was in... How do I move about again? There we go. This is it, right? Oh wait, no. Probably was in my room. I'm sorry, I'm just so completely lost. Was it Sayaka's original room? Okay. Do we have it in our inventory? Anything truthful? Maybe I have to go to the AV room directly. Because, unfortunately, I was so confused I had to look something up. And it had to... Yeah, I was right. It had to do with Sayaka's motive video. Because there was nothing in the laundry room. Remember, we looked in the laundry room for quite a while and found absolutely nothing. So the only thing left was Sayaka's video, but I wasn't sure because since it wouldn't let me watch it, I assumed that there was nothing to do with it. But I probably just didn't recheck it. Maybe I can watch it now? There we go. I can watch it now. The DVD Sayaka threw in the garbage. I sat down in front of the screen and put the DVD in the player. I pushed play and the screen was dark for a few seconds, but then an image slowly appeared. It looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. She was there along with her friends she said had been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. My vision started to blur and darken. Then, the voice I'd come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
What happened? Suddenly, the screen went dark, and in the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Sayaka had disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. But what I noticed even more than that was the figures of the other girls, who had all simply collapsed. Don't tell me they're
This
dead, right?
ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
Tell me they're just passed out, right? They're not dead, are they? Because that's just messed up. There. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Is he trying to say what he was able to get out of them? If that really did happen, everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What kind of person would take things this far? Ding dong, ding dong. If this is Monokuma, then I did something right and I finished it.
So, I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings.
Is it behind that red door?
Please go
locked.
through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. No, where I have to go. Alright. Now, if I'm wondering who the killer could be, it has to be one of the strong guys. Because they can fracture her wrist, right? Because her wrist was broken before she died. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
I am wondering who the killer is. I'm gonna talk to everyone just in case. Well then, the time has come. Are you ready?
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you to come here on out. I like Toko. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her. Very impressive. I kind of have a feeling that Celeste killed her, but then again, I don't know, maybe the wrist thing is just an idea. Well, did you find anything that might prove your innocence? You know what? I think everyone's just... I don't know, it's cute. Let's get started. That's it. Okay. Let's head down.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No. Scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. Sayaka's honor. Swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation, towards the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds towards the school basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh!
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Obviously. Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel like a real courtroom? Like a Hollywood movie set, right?
Shit.
Not even close. It's total shit.
Well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now. Hurry up! We did what he said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so, the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Dun dun dun. Yes. What's this class trial that Monokuma mentioned? Can Makoto sweep away the cloud of suspicion surrounding him, even with a dead body laying in his bathroom? And what about the blackened? Who's actually responsible for Sayaka's death? Okay. Let's open the handbook. Truth bullets. Okay. Monokuma's file. The victim is Sayaka Maizono. Time of death estimated was around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. The death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. Okay. Oh, I can go like that. The evidence of a struggle. There are a number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls of Makoto's room. Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sword was found of its sheath on the floor in the middle of the room. The sword handle was missing some golden coating as was part of the blade. Makoto took the sheath. Switching rooms. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room, and she became frightened. This had been placed in Makoto's room before he arrived. It remains unopened, and there is no evidence of having ever been used. All the other male students claim that they haven't used theirs either. Okay, actually, Hifumi's on my top list. Okay, because he has... I don't know. I'm excited to find out who it is. Not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. Sayaka's right wrist had been fractured and her wrist was glittery at the injury's location. In addition, her hands appeared to be completely clean except for the index finger on her left hand, which had blood on it. A series of numbers had been written in blood on Makoto's bathroom wall, 11037. It is assumed that Sayaka wrote these numbers while leaned up against the wall as she lay dying. Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to it not quite fitting in the door frame properly. The only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had been partially or completely removed. The nameplates on the doors to Sayaka and Makoto's room were apparently switched at some point. The kitchen in the dining hall had a set of kitchen knives. Apparently, one of the knives had gone missing. A knife from the kitchen went missing while Aoi was still in the dining hall. Aoi swears that Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. The incinerator can be activated via a switch on the machine. Hifumi was on cleaning duty, and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator, it was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. A piece of burnt clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room. It is apparently part of a shirt cuff. Sorry about that. That was just my phone. Ignore that. It is apparently part of a shirt cuff, and it has a noticeable blood stain on it. Shards of glass were found next to the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass ball would have fit comfortably in a palm of a person's hand. Apparently, Yasuhiro left the ball in the laundry room on accident, so anyone could have come along and taken it. Okay. So, what set skills? No. What set skills? Oh. I guess it's the only one I have. Increases damage to the opponent when the statement is destroyed. Effective. I want all the help I can get. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm ready for the very first class trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's About to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because it isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets found during your investigation will be located under the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast at the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'm so nervous. Make your argument. Oh. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
How do I... Something was off about what just said. But because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there was no explanation for what happened to my room. For the first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, and some words will appear in a different color. Did you happen to know this? Yes. It represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate sections of a person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the left control key. Control? Yeah. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
He's
Yeah,
right.
we know that part already.
That's okay too.
And the murder
It's
took
what
place in
Chihiro
Makoto's
said
room.
at the end when she was
In the
talking about she was taken by surprise.
Most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong!
There we go. Now it works.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
It was messy.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Right again. Good job, Byakuya.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Come on, Ifumi, look up. Let's determine what was used to kill Sayaka. It was the kitchen knife. The one that I was talking about before. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Nope.
No, that's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Dun-dun.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please. You can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, which if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Then good luck and have fun. Okay. What next? Allie's account. Yeah, that I was not in the dining hall because she was there.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall.
No, that's wrong.
Calm down, Toko.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other? Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Pause. Why does she sound like Morgana?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
See, it sounds just like Morgana.
Sure, but can you or
I'll have to
anyone
look that
else
up later.
prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Someone's not here? What are you talking about?
Sayaka.
Sayaka.
She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... It had to be Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
She must have left and took the knife for protection.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
So you're
too.
saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
She also sounds...
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit was about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already shown. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim and the left mouse to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if time runs out, you fail. Well then, good luck. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be a crucial. Something that wasn't there. But if everything I know was there. Oh, the hair! The hair from the lint roller!
I understand.
Oh, I just wasn't looking clear enough. Good job, Kyoko.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Yes, soccer.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
The
Sayaka
door was
attacked
broken.
in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
Because
It's
the bathroom
fairly
is
certain
broken.
that the killer had
I mean,
some
the
trouble
door.
getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes. The killer struggled to get into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves the point is the object the killer broke. The doorknob. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding in place had been completely removed.
I got it!
Did I get it?
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
And Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but that was the key point here. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. To learn? Yes, please. From here on out, a number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in the debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone again, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. Now you have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually truth, lies, or contradictions. Look it up. Don't worry, I've studied it. I'm sure I can do this. The bathroom door frame. Yep, I know what that's it.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
That's true.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That's true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
True.
Then the killer ran after her.
Most likely.
And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it. We already know the answer.
Because the door was locked.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Okay, what Kyoko says
was
is
first
true.
attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
There. There. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Nice.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
She sounds like On. Real On, not Junko. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was... The scene took place in my room?
I got it!
Because the plates were
must not have
switched.
realized that it was my room.
The plates were switched.
Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Which was everyone.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
$1 million question.
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
That isn't clear.
Maybe
'cause it wasn't a lot of
Sayaka just
evidence.
dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
The rooms are
Negative!
meant to
If you
be-
remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
So sorry.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. No way Sayaka let someone in because... This was it, right? Let's look it up. Yeah, switching rooms. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. The body was discovered. Makoto's room was also found in...
I got it!
Skip this one?
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point in even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
I mean, she did leave to go to the kitchen to get a knife. The killer probably went in and hid in her room. There's something I want to talk to you about, just the two of us. 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
That note, Sayaka wrote it?
but why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Dorm bunk. Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
I went to my room from Sayaka's, and the reason for that is likely because I switched the room. I switched our room.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yes.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that
No, it's wrong.
Did I get it right? I think I did.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
Only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person I knew who switched was... Yes. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. Me, Sayaka, and the killer. Oh.
Shoot!
Right. It was Sayaka. Sayaka, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms.
Right.
So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Something I want to talk to you about. Justice too. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room, okay? Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
So
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her
didn't
killer
press.
there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that
because there was
sword?
some gold stuff on her wrist.
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Oh right, because there was gold on it. The gold on her wrist. Yeah.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
a strong guy, a strong person.
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
I was wrong.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room that led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yes, please. We're getting used to the non-stop debates? Yeah. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. Just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press Q to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the Q to cycle through each bullet, or you can use the mouse wheel. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For other purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Wait, what? Okay. Okay, a kitchen knife. Okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Ms. Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden on her leg. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
I think the sword sheath goes first. The sheath has to go
When the fighting
first.
broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
No, it's wrong.
The sheath. Yeah.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
I don't think it either.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her body damage. Sword. Only to use the sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? Her palms.
I got it! You're
Got it,
talking
then.
about her
The sword.
palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Why would she do that? You're right in the middle of a deadly battle and you're like, oh wait, I gotta wash my hands. And then come kill me.
Sorry,
Dumb Toko.
but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's certain regulation that talks about what happens in bathrooms at nighttime. The water is turned off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the
She
killer
had the
is the
knife.
only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
Come on,
Because-
Makoto, there's too much evidence piling on that.
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
It's really all over. Obviously, I'm committed to find out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. I had more bullets. Oh, the dying message. I completely forgot.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
Still one clue left. It was the other one, but I missed.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove that because of the finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right?
You should.
No, that's not...
Sorry.
Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
What?
No, it's just look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it
an
was
N.
1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
I did not notice
You
that.
might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Maybe if I see something. Leon!
Oh my god. Now I see.
I had
She wrote down the
a
killer's
feeling
name.
it was Leon.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
She wrote Leon's name. Sayaka's dying message reveals the killer's name. In the message. It's Leon.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
No, it's you, Leon.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
He does have white cuffs, now that I know this.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The white cuff. On the ground. Shirt piece.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
There's something about
Yeah,
the glass, though.
I think so.
The glass ball. Figure out who's responsible. When? Oh, because of the timing for cleaning duty. Oh, I got it wrong, didn't I? Was destroyed? Shoot. Okay. The burnt remains a button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Where? Shoot. Okay, I know I got it wrong, and I only have 3 hearts left. That was the first one.
I got it!
Okay,
Look
there's
closely at how the shirt was disposed of. We should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And exactly proves that Leon is the real killer. Shattered crystal ball. I don't know how to make use of it. Oh, he took it and
key to the
threw
trash
it.
room.
Threw it at the...
Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the
got it now.
incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
No.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
That's it.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the
And there
trash
was
room
enough
key.
space, because it was ours.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
He threw it.
I got it! The
Oh, and
killer
he's the
simply
ultimate
took aim
baseball
at the
player, so
incinerator
obviously
switch
he'd have the
and threw the
perfect
ball
throw.
through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire.
Oh, and it can't be turned off because since the gate was closed, he would have no way of turning it off again, so that's why it was left on.
If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
He's the ultimate
That's
baseball
right.
player.
There's no way. It'd be impossible. Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Wouldn't have been much of a challenge. It would have been much of a challenge for all the killer because... See, the ultimate baseball star.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
It's over,
I'm not
man.
the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at the missing section and press the left mouse button, holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Oh, good luck and have fun. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Come down. How can I go this way? Okay, I'll have to... Okay. Okay. This one has to go here. Okay, so Act 1. Yeah, and she's hiding. The person comes. Sayaka goes for it. Attacks. Oh wait, no. It goes like this. And then like this. Right? Oh no, that's not how it goes. This one has to go here. And then this one goes there. So she breaks her wrist and the knife falls. When she busts into the bathroom. Oh, no. No, this is wrong. This one goes here. Right? I think that one is... Okay. Okay. Stab the victim. No, this is wrong. Here is when it throws the ball. And the cup. Oh, no, that's wrong. this one is. This is the shirt right here. And the cuff goes here. Okay, so all that's done. This is where she should have. Do I have all the things? I want to see if I'm missing one. Okay, so yeah, the killer comes. And she's hiding. The killer is standing there, so she runs and grabs. He sees it and uses the sheath to defend himself. Then he takes it, breaks her wrist, and that's how she drops the knife. So she runs into the bathroom, realizes that he can't open the door. She's hiding there. That's when he gets the screwdriver from the toolkit. He goes in, stabs her, she's there, and that's when she writes the message. She's there, and she's dead. He walks out, cleans everything, there's an incinerator.
Here's exactly what happened.
Did I get it right?
I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them.
What did Leon do? He was one of the
She
good
attacked
ones.
them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
I don't read a lot of comics. Sorry, this one goes here.
The killer is you!
There we go.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Wait, what? Oh, then it must have been this.
The killer is you! During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
There you go.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I'd told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Man, Leon was one of the good ones.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit!
With evidence.
It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have evidence. First truth bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yeah. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle, which we like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka BTB, BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press the right button mouse to lock onto an opponent's statement. Okay. Destroy that statement you've locked onto with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches this. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. I don't really think I get it. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get in tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage for your opponent and strike their weak spot statements will appear. At that point, you press the left mouse button to shoot it with a truth bullet like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, your influence gauge reaches 0 if you run out of time. Or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. Here's your proof. You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof?
I love this. Final
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Come on, Leon. You know it. You know you're the one.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the boys
I'm pretty sure the
get
toolkits
toolkits.
we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, stupid,
Good job,
stupid, stupid,
Makoto.
stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
Byakuya.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Ooh, Leon. How many points did I get? A. Got an A. Nice. Sorry, Leon.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Alright, Monokuma. We all know the answer now. It's a shame. I really liked Leon. I didn't think he'd be the first one to go. That's a shame. It really is. Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch. What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
Well, that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
None of you are any different. One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just
unlucky.
That's all.
Oh.
Hey, come on!
Hey, come on. You'd expect me to just accept my death? Everything is becoming clear. The decision we made was right after all. When I think about that, honestly, I'd better be off. I'm wrong. Because if what we came up with is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind. It's all because of that video. Even if I couldn't handle what I saw on there, if it was her, and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here, with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. Why? I can't afford to be stuck in here. Sorry. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else was her dreams, her friends. To have them see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever I could to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, with the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
Oh my god, this part and the part after was so traumatic. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? Guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy. The entertainment industry must be the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
That's enough. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kuwata will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was that self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. It is not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder.
So, that's
No,
why...
that's not. Stop it. Had enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? You can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. Huh? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who puts us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, people that with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey,
No more begging. No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment for Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
Sorry, Leon. I liked you a lot, but... I'm sorry. I'm gonna miss you. What's his execution gonna be? Leon has been found guilty. For the time for the punishment. Baseball cage. He's gonna use that thing and throw a bunch of baseballs at him. Oh, that's just brutal. 1,000 blows. Leon. What we saw was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. Oh, what's this? Ooh, what's going on?
I can't take it.
can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world. To cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Crazy laugh, crazy laugh.
Damn you!
Man, F you. Why the F are you doing all of this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a smile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think you're saying what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate my guts to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened? It happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure you'll learn all the mysteries of this school. Your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyways, let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. The class trial was fun, but the execution was frickin' brutal. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. Wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? If that never crossed my mind, I feel like such a fool, being such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However,
even if you two can't ask her, you can infer, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. Could I possibly move past something like that? My voice is cracking already. Leon, Sayaka, carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. She said that as she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I have a pretty good intuition. Aww. That's so sad. Oh, it's a... Oh. Damn. Yeah, but... Wow. My room is all pretty now. It's gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there was never anything there to begin with. Every last sign of Sayaka's existence had disappeared without a trace. It's just like you said. After the class trial, before we took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose all the corpses. All the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted, smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. I didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and An's death. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept reality of it all. I headed back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was about to go and get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like you said? I imagine it's pretty hard to sleep in with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on.
Jesus, that's effed up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there, knowing what happened. Why don't you stay in Sayaka's room? Well, staying there, with her scent still hanging in the air, at her just as much. Plus, I decided I can't run away from her death. Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it!
So everyone, just try and cheer up and get back on track. Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better?
Huh?
We were already working together, yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at any point. Now that it's happened once, it's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place. Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move.
Well...
But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do something like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy, like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
Are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took over Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seemed to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything had been planned down to the last excruciating detail. It is not the work of your everyday psychopath. Defying them with may be too great of a risk.
So then...
Then what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
No.
What?
No what?
I can't take it.
I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else.
Huh?
Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
But...
So,
If we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
So it would seem.
She's right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist. Chihiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened if it would to us if we'd refused. And in the end, it was Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon. So don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it to the mastermind. Bing dong, bing bong. It's nighttime.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Oh, and one other thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Was that just now? Was he saying it's our fault what happened? It's pretty cruel, man.
Don't fuck with me.
That piece of shit. Who does he think he is? So the day drew to a close. A tense, maddening day. We saw the deaths of 3 classmates. Sayaka, An, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Damn. Boy's life of despair. Daily life. Woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement. Then he called us to the gym. What's he gonna do to us this time? We're practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved in his little game. And with that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
Doesn't it feel just great being stuck inside like this? You've got to make sure to stay healthy. You're the one keeping us stuck inside. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's my motto. Whoa, I sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think? Did you fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die in writhing agony for? So why did you call us here? Certainly it wasn't just to make us exercise. Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise?
Hey!
If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. Now, if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the assassin's fist. Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness, the power can be yours. That sounds kind of junk a middle schooler would come up with. It doesn't matter. Just get to the point. Did you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise?
Hey,
Of course not. Do you think I have you think I have that free time on my hands? Okay, so then... I'd like to make an announcement. Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak Academy, a whole new world will open up to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world?
You guys!
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. They gotta keep you motivated. So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world until you explode. That Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he'd shown up. But a new world?
Could it be...
Is he talking about a way to get outside?
I wonder about that.
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
We don't know till we look.
Hey,
Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
You hear me?
Okay, then let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet up at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. You're basically a one-trick pony, you know that?
Got it!
More like staple food source. Now let's get going. Moving. Seeing his words as their signal, everyone scattered and left the gym. But that was insane. But I don't know how to take it. It sucked. I really liked Leon. I kind of wanted him to be one of the ones that left with us, but I do have to say the class trial was pretty fun. With all the little details that you have to do and stuff. In general, I liked it. And I can't wait for the next one. Not that I can't wait for someone to die. No, that's not what I meant. I just want the next class trial to come because it was a lot of fun. Well, rip Leon, I guess. But thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thank you.